Imagine you walk into Ulta or Sephora and 99% of the makeup is gone. You walk over to, let's say, REM Beauty, and you see that they're only selling one thing, and it's your favorite highlighter. And you're like, phew, thank God. If there was only one thing I could have saved from REM Beauty, it would have been this highlighter. I'm so relieved that they're still selling this, even if this is the only thing they're selling. It's kind of giving, no matter how many different things I try from this brand, this will always be my favorite. So these are all the single products I would save from extinction from each brand. If you don't hear a brand, it's either because it's not cruelty free, or it's because I found absolutely nothing that I'm in love with or that I am obsessed with that brand. So I'm gonna go in alphabetical order because we have a lot of brands to go through. About face, it's gonna be the foundation. I've talked about her in almost all my makeup videos ever since I got her. No matter what else I try from About Face, I still think this is gonna be my favorite. It's gonna be the one. I would be happy if this was the only thing being sold from About Face. Anastasia Beverly Hills, I know people are gonna get mad. They're gonna be like, really? That's the thing you're gonna save because it has nothing to do with brows. It has nothing to do with her eyeshadows or her lipsticks. It's the number 3 brush. If you watched any of my makeup videos, I want to say like 90% of the time I'm doing a cut crease, you will always see number 3. I'm gonna use my Anastasia number 3 brush to clean it up with my detailed brush to get the edges. She has just made my life so much easier when it comes to eye makeup. I haven't found any brush like this, and like I said, I can live without her brow products. I didn't get the Brow Wiz till like a few months ago for the first time. Like, this is all I care about. Artist Couture Uncensored 2.0 lip gloss. I have not touched lip gloss. I feel like even in high school I was into lip gloss, but this was my first jump back into lip gloss when this came out, and when I got it I was like, ooh, I'm not gonna like that. This converted me to kind of liking lip gloss since it is so pigmented that it's a nude lipstick too. It's thick enough, the color's thick enough to be like a liquid lipstick. Oh my gosh, look at that lipstick color. It's such a perfect nude. No matter what else I try from Artist Couture, this will always be my favorite, Uncensored 2.0. Beauty Bakerie, either Mon Cherie Lip Whip, or Cranberry Stiletto. Probably Cranberry Stiletto I would save, but my mom took that red lipstick from me. It's a deeper lipstick versus this. This is more cherry. I've talked about so many times how this is the number 1 lipstick that will stick to your lips. Like, number 1 liquid lipstick, you could be making out, eating, this will be glued onto your lips. And this is why she intimidates me the most and scares me, because I dread taking her off. I feel like my lips are always sore after I try to take it out because like there's lots of scrubbing involved. When it comes to Beauty Bakerie, I can live without her powder, but I'm gonna need one of her red lipsticks, which would probably be Cranberry Stiletto over this, but again, my mom took that from me. BH Cosmetics, my fuck off palette. There are only 2 palettes in this video and she is one of them. I love this palette so much. The eyeshadows are some of the creamiest, most blendable eyeshadows ever. I can create all my favorite looks out of this. I love a green on brown eyes, so I can do a green look. I could do a smoky, you know, sexy date night look, and then I could do my purple and blue. I love purple and blue looks. I have a video doing all 3 of those looks with this palette. I'm just shocked at how affordable this was, but these are some of the best eyeshadows in terms of blending, in terms of pigment, in terms of just how you can pack it on. I would just save her and one other palette. So BK Cosmetics, this is an example of no matter what I try after this, I will not love it as much as I love this. Again, this was so, I feel like revolutionary is too dramatic, but I've only ever been using sponges for my concealer. I didn't know that I could ever love a brush for the concealer. It just fits perfectly under your eyes. I can get in all the way. I don't know why I want to say revolutionary. Okay, like, let's say game changing. Like, this was such a game changer for my makeup, for my concealer. Okay, Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like out of all of these, this is the only brand where you kind of have to give me a pass with saving 2. So I've said a few times that if I were to save only one thing, it would be the Beauty Light Wand. One of my favorite highlighters, so gorgeous and such a glow from within. It doesn't accentuate your acne like other highlighters do. Again, I've said a million times I've worn this on my wedding just because I know nothing could go wrong when I use this. But then at the same time, I was like, oh, but I would wanna save her blush too, her Pillow Talk blush. This is the only blush where I feel like I can work with, where I feel like it looks natural on my skin. There's a glow. So Charlotte Tilbury blush already, it's my favorite blush I've used so far. That's the only blush I would actually wear outside. Again, I'm not a huge fan of liquid or cream blushes. I need powder. If I was to save only one blush ever out of my entire collection, it would be her, honestly. So yeah, this is very hard because in real life, I don't really wear blush, but if I wanted to, it would be this. I feel like it depends on the situation. This would be like 51% I would save, and this is 49%. Charlotte Tilbury, you have to give me a pass because this is the only brand where I'm like, I need to save both. But if I really was gonna choose, I'd probably choose my highlight girl. This was the hardest out of all of the brands. A majority of these, as soon as I thought of the brand, immediately a product came to my mind where I'm like, oh, that's definitely what I'm choosing to save. But with these, I had to like kind of stall and think and be like, oh wait, I love both of them almost equally. Okay, Colourpop, another frustrating one because all of my favorite ones are sold out. Colourpop never like has the same products. I feel like only their lippy sticks are like the ones that have kind of been there from the beginning, because immediately origami, that squishy, the jelly, I guarantee you I was the person who used that jelly the most. I loved playing with her. I love squishy stuff. I love jelly. Ooh. Ooh. And I kept trying to revive her because she kept drying out, but then eventually she just died and they're not selling that anymore. I was like, oh my gosh, that would be the one thing, because I was so obsessed with her. So I was like, okay, I have to take that aside. And then I was like, oh, I love Saie, that red lipstick. Oh my gosh. Ariba, one of my favorite red lipsticks ever. Freaking obsessed with this. And then I was like, dude, no, if it's a collab, it's not being sold anymore. Scratch that. Then I was like, oh wait, their shadow sticks, I think this has been with them for a while and I don't think they're getting rid of these, hopefully. But ever since I started trying out eyeshadow sticks lately, I got a bunch from Colourpop and I noticed that they're actually really good. And this one's my favorite cocktail party. So this, honestly, I was bringing up how I want to use eyeshadow sticks more, or, you know, kind of like the REM Beauty like one and done kind of eyeshadows. If I had one where I needed to travel with, it would be this. It would be Cocktail Party. The shade is exactly what I want. It's not too obvious. I could kind of spice it up. Could also just wear it going to the mall, going to the park. I used to have my whole setup for when I travel, but now I just need to bring her. As of right now, if I was gonna say one product, and I know it's so boring, but it would be this. I'm gonna put up that video soon where I'm testing out all my eyeshadow sticks. She's at the top. So yeah, just throwing that out there. Danessa Myricks blush. She was kind of my jump into a cream blush. And I remember when I first tried this, I was having a hard time because I'm not used to cream blushes. I was just shocked how beautiful she blurred into the skin. And it was so cool how it was cream and then it transformed into like a powder and then it blurred. I was just super shocked with the formula. She's so unique. I feel like she's fun to play with. Only thing I care about Danessa Myricks selling is her blush. This is in the shade Rosé and Brunch. Dose of colors, that hurt because if you watch my earlier makeup videos, I only ever really used two nudes. It was Dose of Colors No Shade from the Desi Katie collab and Colourpop's Quickie. The Dose of Colors No Shade was my favorite nude lipstick ever. I'm gonna go in with my favorite nude and gloss, of course, Dose of Colors No Shade and Over the Top. And again, it's not being sold anymore. So I was like, I can't save her. Hold on, I could swear I grabbed her. It is Berry Me Too. If you don't know, magenta is my favorite lipstick color ever. Berry Me Too is such a unique, gorgeous magenta, just a perfect mix between a purple and a pink and a fuchsia. The color's perfect. It's just she's not the best. I mean, honestly, it's very rare to find a magenta that goes on smooth, that isn't patchy. Practically all magentas are patchy, but she is one of my favorite magentas. The only thing I would say from Dose of Colors. Okay, e.l.f. I have a feeling people are gonna get mad at me over this because they're gonna be like, really? That's the product you're gonna say from e.l.f.? Really, Sasha? Don't get mad at me, but it's gonna be the Solid Sponge Cleanser. I did a whole video of my favorite brush cleanser. That was 4 years ago, and I found this e.l.f. solid cleanser and I was like, oh my gosh, $4, yeah, that's perfect. So I bought it. It is still my favorite brush cleanser. I have tried a lot of things from e.l.f., but if I was gonna save one thing it would be the brush cleanser. I'm sorry, I know you could probably be like, really, you're not gonna save the primer, but this is the one where I'm like, no, I need you to stay. Like, you cannot go out of stock. I feel like because there's a million different primers to choose from. I'll be fine when it comes to the primer, but it's more like I need her. And again, yes, you could say like, oh, there's different brush cleansers. There are, but she's my favorite one. She's cheap, she lasts. I buy her again and again. The only annoying thing is that I have no idea why she doesn't fit in here. I'm so sorry. This would be a completely different video if I was saving products for the entirety of the world. Because if I was gonna say one product from e.l.f. for everyone, then it would probably be the primer. But again, these are personal, like these are what I would personally save for myself. Okay, let's talk about Fenty. So I have been wanting to do this video for the longest time, but the reason I have not made this video was because of two brands. It was Fenty and Makeup by Mario. I was so relieved when I finally found my Makeup by Mario product that I wanted to save. But Fenty, I feel like it's been way too long. That brand has been out for years. I will put up everything I've tried from Fenty right here. But no matter what I've tried from her, there still hasn't been a like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that. I love that. I need to save that. The closest thing was recently her red lipstick, but it still wasn't enough for me to be like, ooh, that's the one thing I'd want to save. You know what I mean? Like I still haven't found anything I'm really connected to with Fenty. Like nothing. And that is what took this video so long, because I just kept waiting and trying out new stuff, and I just figured I'm never gonna find it, or maybe it's a few years down the road she'll release something and I'll be absolutely in love with it. As of right now, I have found nothing. She is why I was putting off this video for so long, because I was just waiting for the day I would find something from Fenty. And that actually is why I made this video, because I was like, ooh, I feel like I have a love from each brand, but for some reason I can't find anything from Fenty. And then that's when I was like, oh, I should do a video talking about the one product I would say from each. Anyways, even though I found nothing from her, she's actually the reason for this video. Haus Labs, I mean, duh, her foundation. Ever since I got this, I've been absolutely obsessed with it, in love with it. This has been my favorite foundation I've ever tried so far. It's just beautiful. I love the packaging. I guarantee you, if you make me try all her blushes and her highlighters and lip stuff, I will not love any of those as much as I love this foundation. She's one of the, I don't care if you get rid of all my other foundations, I'll be fine with just her. That's all I gotta say about her. She's amazing. Definitely try her out if you haven't. Honest Beauty, it would be Peony Pink. Freaking gorgeous blush. So easy to blend. Again, I also feel like it's blurring like the Danessa Myricks one. I've mentioned that this is great for beginners. I feel like this is easy for me. I'm really bad with my liquid and cream blushes. It's very smooth. There's a slight glow to it. It's nice and creamy. It just blends in so well. Like it's not an obvious in your face blush. Only thing I care Honest Beauty selling is Peony Pink. Okay, Hourglass, just like Charlotte Tilbury, this one kind of hurt because every single product I have from Hourglass is what I would want to save. And a lot of these, like I said, when I thought of the brand, I immediately had a product pop up in my head. But no joke, all four of these popped up in my mind. All of them. And I was like, that is so mean, because I would want to save all of these. And like I said, these are all the Hourglass products I own. I only started using Hourglass for the first time last year. So ever since I got this brush to use for my foundation, that's all I've been using. I've been so obsessed with her. I technically only started using her the other month. I've been going for years only using sponge for my foundation. I could probably live without her. So I took her away. These two had to go together, but again, I had to choose one. I'm like, okay, I'm not a huge setting powder lover. I would rather save the concealer versus the setting powder. And then the bronzer, when I tried this for the first time in my full face of travel sized makeup products video, I immediately fell in love. I even said I just want to throw out all my bronzers and just keep her. But again, it's so hard because it's only one thing I have to save, and I fell so much in love with the Hourglass concealer. Again, I can't say just yet if I love her more than Shape Tape because I haven't used her as much as I use Shape Tape. I would probably save the concealer over the bronzer just because I use concealer more than bronzer, and lately I've been more into using contour sticks, so this wasn't like a necessity. Should I be more realistic? What do I use more, or what would make me more happy if I saw it in store? I would save the concealer. This is such a gorgeous concealer, and I think she's my only concealer I've saved out of all of this. Okay, next we have Julep Beauty. Of course, it's gonna be the eyeshadow stick. When I used it for the first time in my cream to powder video, I immediately fell in love. I was like, wow, why have I never really touched or looked at eyeshadow sticks? This is so easy to use. That's what I have on my lids, Sand Shimmer. And because of her, she's the whole reason I wanted to start looking into eyeshadow sticks. I love this specific shade. Such a gorgeous, typical champagne color. And I also have their matte brown that kind of looks like the Colourpop one, but I do like the Colourpop eyeshadow stick shade more. So yeah, that is Sand Shimmer. Let me try on the Colourpop Cocktail Party one just so you can see. That's the one I would save from Colourpop. Okay, Juvia's Place. This is another one that hurt because when I thought Juvia's Place, the first thing that popped into my head was foundation. And I was like, no, that can't be. So many of my original colored makeup looks, I was always using a Juvia's Place palette. And she has some of the best colors for eyeshadows. But you know, I went through her eyeshadow palettes. I was like, okay, I have the Zulu, but you know, I really wouldn't want to save this. It's not something where I would be sad if it was gone. I just got the Guardian of Juvia's one. Oops. But again, it's not enough. It's way too pastel for my liking. And then she was my favorite at the beginning. I used her like crazy. Masquerade, freaking the most gorgeous, fun eyeshadows, but it still didn't convince me to be like, oh, you need to save her. Even though originally it was a foundation, I would actually rather save her lipstick in the shade Mademoiselle. This is one of my favorite nudes. She's more of a peachy nude. I wish it was a little bit more brown nude versus peachy. I'm gonna have to admit, the packaging, this is my favorite packaging ever for lipstick. I wanted to make sure and double check and went through every single one of my lipsticks, and this is my favorite packaging ever. So in terms of actually like missing a product, if I walked into Ulta, I would actually prefer to see her on this stand. I think because with the foundation, she's a gorgeous matte foundation. I've never had any problems with her, but I honestly feel like if I saw her, I wouldn't be as excited compared to seeing this. I think the reason why she didn't pop into my head instantly is because she's not the perfect nude for me, but honestly, I would save her, Mademoiselle. If she wasn't as peachy, then she would be my perfect nude. Packaging alone made me want to save her. Kimchi Chic, her Rainbow Shards palette, duh. I mean, this is my favorite eyeshadow palette ever. I've tried her lashes, her lipsticks. I feel like there's something else. But again, no matter what she launches, this will always be my favorite from her. I mentioned a few times when I use this that if she just cut out and just kept just the nudes and put it into a mini palette, that would be like my favorite nude palette slash travel slash the only one I would ever need. Only her and fuck off would I be saving for palettes. And come on, is that not the cutest packaging ever? Seriously. She just makes me happy seeing her. Like that's it. I love her. Okay, I have just been scavenging for my Kosas lipstick. I know I brought her out. Another prime example of no matter what Kosas pushes out, that girl will always be my favorite. Papaya Treat, I've mentioned her in my favorites. I mentioned her in my lipstick haul, how she's the one. She's the one rare lipstick. She's not like technically a lipstick. She's like wet lip balm or something. She's the closest thing to a lipstick that I would wear out. It's enough pigment to cover your lips, but not as intense and pigmented like a regular lipstick. It's more like a lip balm. I'd kind of be scared or feel weird wearing a bright lipstick out, even like a nude one, but she's the one where she's disguised enough to look like my lips but better. Okay, KVD, it's gonna be the number 25. I don't think it's called the blush brush. This is what I use for blush. She has been, again, also a game changer, a lifesaver when it comes to my liquid and cream blushes. If it wasn't for her, originally when I was thinking of this video, it was gonna be the Shade and Light contour palette. I love this. Again, this is one that I could live with if this was gonna be my only contour and powder like ever. It would be this girl, but honestly, I would be more relieved seeing her by her lonesome. She's too unique, she's too helpful, she's made my life so much easier with my blush game. Number 25 brush. Okay, Lime Crime, another one that hurt because I don't know why my favorites always have to be discontinued, but it would be the Plushies lipstick in Gumdrop. That's what I have on my lips right now. Discontinued. She is also one of the closest I've gotten to my perfect magenta. Her and Dose of Colors are up there. And of course, Lime Crime's like, no, the one lipstick color you want? Too bad. But honestly, okay, yeah, I mean, I have to be honest here. Honestly, Lime Crime has my favorite reds ever. Any of those reds. Any of their reds. If you could save one, I don't care which one. Wicked, I love so much. It's just a gorgeous deep red, almost vampire-y. It's a little bit too deep for my red liking. I would probably save Red Rose over Wicked. Red Rose, I feel like there is a tiny bit of purple or magenta in her, just a tiny bit. But she's also one of those like perfect reds. So I would probably say Red Rose. Any of these reds. Lime Crime was only selling one till the end of time, and that was the only product they were selling. I wouldn't care because I love all of them. Just they have the most gorgeous reds ever. These are less intimidating than Beauty Bakerie's reds though. Live Tinted, another red, a recent love I found. I talked about her in my recent video, my Ulta haul, and out of all my liquid lipsticks, she is the most unique. I know I've used that word so many times to describe her, but I don't know what else to say. She's the most unique liquid lipstick formula. I love using her because of that. Even though I know she doesn't set down completely like Beauty Bakeries, I kind of would prefer this because I wouldn't mind slapping a little bit on if it comes off versus the Beauty Bakery, because again, that one's a little scary. But when I tried the nude one for the first time, it feels so nice rubbing your lips together. I've never felt a formula like that. I'm obsessed with the formula, but that's not my color. But then when I got this, I was like, okay, that's it. This is freaking gorgeous. I feel like it's such another perfect red. As you can see in this video, I've saved so many red and magentas from extinction, but I just love red and magenta lipstick so much. I guess you can blame my mom because she's so obsessed with red lipsticks, and I am too. But yeah, the one thing I would say from Love Tinted would be Persistent. I love that color more than Wicked. I feel like she's the perfect shade because Mon Cherie's a little bit too light red and Lime Crime's Wicked's a little bit too deep red. She's the perfect balance in between these two in terms of shade. Even though Lime Crime has my favorite reds, I would save her out of all the reds. Because again, I would rather save the magenta from Lime Crime, but it's not being sold anymore. Makeup by Mario. Speaking of reds, it was Fenty and Makeup by Mario where I was like, how come I'm not loving anything from these brands? And then when I found the one from Makeup by Mario, that's when I was like, okay, maybe Fenty's coming up, but again, she hasn't. Everyone's obsessed with Makeup by Mario. The Ethereal Eyes, I mean, it's a good palette, but it's not like, ooh, I want to save that. I can survive without that. Like, I don't need it. I've tried his eyeliner. I love his eyeliner though, but I wouldn't care if that went away. His blush, his soft sculpt that everyone loves and I hate. It was like, where is this hype? Until he launched his lipsticks, and I freaking love Chelsea. She's an orange red. These are also a unique lipstick. They're not a unique formula as much as Live Tinted, but since they're more moisturizing and almost going towards a lip balm, they could be like a thick lip balm because they're so moisturizing. That's where it loses some of the pigment compared to a liquid lipstick or a typical lipstick. She's a perfect balance between lipstick and lip balm, but this shade, I love red oranges. I do want to say this is my most moisturizing lipstick formula. I know when I made this video that I was like, oh, I probably have lipsticks that are more moisturizing than this, but I don't think so. I found the one. I found the one from Makeup by Mario, and it is Chelsea. Okay, NYX. I feel like NYX was gonna be hard because NYX and Tarte are the two makeup brands I've been using the longest and that I've used the most products from. Immediately what came to my mind was the Epic Ink Liner. She doesn't transfer on my oily lids. She's the only drugstore brand that doesn't transfer on my oily lids. I just keep buying her over and over again. She's like the one I cannot live without. There's nothing else I can think from NYX where I'm like, oh, I need you. I feel like she'll be with me until the end of time or until they ever stop selling this. Hopefully they don't. One of my favorite liquid liners ever. Ofra, my highlighter, who's practically the only highlight I use whenever I do a blue look. Ofra Space Baby. She is the most gorgeous, unique highlighter ever. I have to use her when I do a blue look. There are some times where I try not to, just so all my blue looks don't look the same, but it's so hard not to. I kind of want to do a makeup video using the products that I saved, and I say that just because I want to use Space Baby again. Maybe my video after this, I'll do like a full face of all these products. It's because I want to use Space Baby again. Madly in love with this product. One size, duh. The eyeliner pencil. Even though I'd also want to save the liquid liner, I can survive without it. But this pencil, she blew my mind. Every time I wore her in hot yoga and she didn't smudge, I was just like, how is that happening when every single eyeliner has ever smudged? I wanted to try her one last time in hot yoga class. We'll see if that happens because I might be banned from hot yoga, but one size eyeliner, freaking best liner I've ever used in my entire life. Dude, no joke, Kosas was bright in front of my face. I think because I thought she was a mascara or something, I didn't grab her. Maybe because I think like I see her from above and I don't see like the sticker, so I feel like she's a mascara, and that's why she was literally sitting like right in front of me. Anyway, so again, this is Kosas in Papaya Treat. Let me swatch her. I don't want to swatch her because I don't want to waste her, but I want to show you. So that is Papaya Treat. She looks dark. I think since she looks like my lip shade, she gives my lips one straight color, and that's why it looks natural. But yeah, I'm glad I found her. I always lose her for some reason. Patrick Cha, she's expensive. Major Glow Lip Shine. I immediately fell in love with her when I used her. Once you rub it out, it doesn't look like glitter anymore. It just looks wet. I was shocked how much I loved her because again, I am not a lip gloss girly. I know this isn't a lip gloss, it's a lip shine, whatever that means. But again, she was also so unique. I was like, there's so much glitter, but it doesn't look like some cheap Claire's Barbie kids makeup glitter. Again, I just knew because after this, I was like, you know what? Let me try more from Patrick Ta. I tried the Viral Blush. Honestly, it wasn't that exciting. It wasn't that mind-blowing. It wasn't that amazing to me. Like everyone's in love with it, everyone talks about it, but still when I used it, I was kind of like, oh, this is the product? I feel like I have better blushes than that, yet the Patrick Ta one is like one of the really big popular ones. The fact that the blush, and I even got a peach one, like my favorite color for blushes, the fact that that blush didn't excite me or even compare it to how much she excited me and how much I was in love with her, I was like, yeah, I know she's the one. She's the one I would save. She's expensive. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Do I have to say more? She is the most smooth, blendable, easy bronzer. She doesn't look dirty, doesn't look muddy. Magically, for some reason, doesn't sit on all my acne and my pimples and doesn't just highlight them. Even though I was so in love with the Hourglass, I think because she blended away faster than this, I think I am gonna have to admit that I love her just a tiny bit more than the Hourglass bronzer. Only thing I care about from Physicians Formula. Rare Beauty. Do I even need to say? Because I already spoke about her at the beginning, and it is her highlight. This is my first product I ever got from her, with this being so mind-blowing and just being like, holy crap, I found my favorite highlighter ever. The bar was up here. I knew not all of her products were gonna be that amazing. After this and trying all her products, I just knew none of them would beat this girl. And again, like I said, I know that even though she launches new stuff, like she just launched the new blushes I already posted the video on, I know nothing new that she launches will beat her. Come on. I mean, look at her. You cannot say that is not a gorgeous highlight. And the fact that once I tried her and the thought that popped in my head was like, oh my gosh, I feel like some glowing Egyptian goddess. I never had that vision until I put her on. I was like, wow, I never thought that I would be thinking about an Egyptian goddess. This makes you look like some Cleopatra goddess. I just feel like such a glowing goddess. Yes. Favorite highlighter ever. She's gorgeous. I rushed into Sephora, went to Rare Beauty, and only this was stocked. Everyone else behind me is crying. They're like, oh my gosh, no. I love her blush. I love her mascara. I would just be like in the background, just like, mwahahaha. Because I'd be like, well, that sucks for you guys. I just care about her highlighter. Real Techniques. I have used so many of their brushes, their sponges. Till this day, their blush brushes, look how these look different. I could swear I saw like an Instagram post or like on the website that this was a revamp of this. And it doesn't matter because honestly, they both work the same. If Real Techniques got rid of all their brushes, I wouldn't care. I would just care about saving the really fat powder brush. This one says multitask brush and this one says blush brush. I feel like I haven't seen this because I bought this because I was looking for this. This is my only full-on face brush. I have my highlighter brush, but when it comes to anything with the face, with bronzer, if I'm sweeping powder, I haven't found anything from Sigma that I like when it comes to face brushes because they're a little bit too fake. I mean, these are fake. These shiny ones, I'm not a fan of those as an overall face brush. Like I want these, yeah, I don't know why I want to say fake. Like these shiny black ones, like they don't feel as soft and comfortable and smooth like these types of brushes. REM Beauty is her eyeliner. I got this during my Black Friday haul. I remember instantly at the end of that video, it was this and the Patrick Ta lip gloss that I was in love with. I just loved how easy she was to draw on. I don't know if it's because it's not too long and thin, because usually if it's too long and thin, I can mess up easier. But for some reason, the fat chubbiness makes it easy. This is probably what I would recommend a beginner to use because it's so easy. This would be at the top of my eyeliners. I wore her for like 8 to 10 hours on our road trip to Vegas. She didn't smudge, nothing. She lasted. So as long as you don't transfer on my eyelids, I love you. Rose Inc, it's gonna be their number 3 brush, even though I haven't tried anything else from Rose Inc. Those blushes, I know I'm never gonna try. The fact that they just look like toilet seats, I don't want to touch them. But this girl helps me blend out my bronzer and contour so easily. I got her because of the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt, and she did make it look a little better. But again, no matter how hard I try, the Soft Sculpt looks horrible on me. She just fits perfectly in the cheek. I can also use her for the contouring I've been doing down the side lately. She's just a perfect staple bronze contour brush. So Saie would actually be their illuminator, Star Glow. So in my mind, since this is the first thing that popped into my head, I was like, are you sure it's not the blush? Because this is a freaking gorgeous blush. I love her. But again, honestly, I would be more sad if she wasn't on the shelf. I remember when I got her, she's not a necessity. Do I really need a glow? I'm an oily girl. But I have just been using her nonstop ever since I got her. Maybe if I do need to go out and have a full face of makeup on for a whole day, I probably won't use her with how oily I am. But in general, she gives such a beautiful, healthy glow underneath your foundation. I thought maybe the Juvia's Place that I was comparing her to would be on the same level, kind of like e.l.f.'s Halo Glow or Charlotte Tilbury's, that glowy one. But I would prefer her because she's one shade, there's a deeper shade, but you don't need a million shades like the e.l.f. one or the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's just a glow. If I just need one product to make me glow, not like a highlight, but you know, just a glow from within, it would be this. Smashbox. I mean, honestly, when you think of Smashbox, what other product comes to your head? This is such a holy grail. I love my silicone primers, and even though I love my Tarte silicone primer, I did buy the Tarte one after I got her. I would probably take the Smashbox silicone primer over the Tarte one, just a staple. Stila, Kitten Karma, I mean, what else? She's just the most gorgeous, fun glitter. I know Urban Decay has Midnight Cowboy and the Space Cowboy that I just got, but honestly, I would save her over those glitters. She's always my go-to when it comes to glitter. I can use her to cut the crease, or I can just do a light dab of her. I did use her on my wedding. Only thing I care about from Stila is Kitten Karma. Sugarpill, also one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas of all time. Their glitter ones, hold on. Time Release Lip Color. I think, I'm not sure, but I think they were the first to do this, where you let the lipstick set. Once it's set and dry, you press your lips together and glitter comes out. I had so much fun with these. I used these in so many videos because of how fun they were. Again, another super unique lipstick formula. I would probably save Cherish. She's a gorgeous pinky nude, and when you press your lips together, it's gold glitter that comes out. These are the most fun liquid lipsticks. So the most unique liquid lipsticks live tinted. These are the most fun. Beauty Bakerie's the longest lasting. So all of the ones I saved are like at the top. Any of Sugarpill's time release liquid lipsticks I would love to be saved, but Cherish would be the one I would be happiest. Tarte, I thought it was gonna be hard like NYX because I've used so many things from Tarte, but I'd save The eyeliner, just like NYX, I would say double take. Also probably because she's been with me for the longest time, ever since she's launched. My husband picked her out for me. I feel like I said that in the video, like me and my husband were going to Ireland or some kind of Euro trip, and my NYX Epic Ink was the liner I had, and I was like, you know what, I need a grown-up expensive liquid liner. Let's go to Sephora. My husband grabbed the closest liner to him, and it was this, and you know, I couldn't even question it. I was like, actually, yeah, let me try that. And till this day, it's my favorite. I love her. Double take, there's both a liquid and a pencil in here. If you use both of these at the same time, you're gonna definitely use up the pencil more, but I care more about the liquid part. Her and the NYX Epic Ink are the eyeliners I keep buying over and over again. So yeah, I would definitely save Tarte's Double Take. Okay, the Balm. This isn't being sold anymore, but I just want to talk about her just in case you guys have any recommendations. But Balm's Away, this is my favorite eye makeup remover ever. This has been discontinued for years now, so I tried to use like the bare minimum. She makes it so easy to get off my eye makeup. I use the makeup eraser towel, and yes, that does take up my makeup well, but just this is so much softer and gentler and way easier to rub on, wipe off, versus like using a towel, maybe like 3 or 4 wipes to get rid of the eye makeup, versus this where it's so easy. I can't find, I mean, honestly, I haven't tried other eye makeup removers. The #1 ingredient is mineral oil, and I feel like since that's a huge no-no, that's why there's not a lot of makeup balms now that look or feel like this. But yeah, it's nice and greasy. If you have anything you think is similar to this or works just as well, let me know. But the only thing now that I would save from the balm, since this is discontinued, would be Mary Luminizer. She was one of my first ever highlighters, and she is also such a good staple holy grail. Too Faced. If you watched any of my recent videos, you can take a wild guess, but if you know, you know, because I've been talking about her in like all of my past few videos. It's the Kissing Jelly Lip Gloss. So before I got her, I already had a list of like all the products for this video, and under Too Faced, it was their foundation. See, but even with their foundation, it wasn't like a, oh, I need it. This, on the other hand, Sour Watermelon. I don't care if everything else from Too Faced disappeared. I just care about my Kissing Jelly Lip Gloss in the Sour Watermelon. The foundation doesn't give me the love or the pain if my favorite product from them sold out. I finally found the one from Too Faced. Same with Tower 28. So originally on my list, it was Rush Hour. I freaking love this peach blush. She is my favorite peach blush. She's my first peach blush. She is the reason I'm in love with peach blushes. So when I got her, this one hurt because I was like, oh my gosh, I love her so much. But again, even though she's my favorite peach blush and she's gorgeous and she was my choice before this product launched, I can live without her, because again, I can find other peach blushes. But this girl, you want to hear more about her, look at my favorites and look at one of my hauls or like new products videos, because I'm so in love with her. I have not found any lip product that can do what she does with my chapped lips. She's the only girl who fixes my chapped lips and just makes them better. Even though there are so many things I would love to say from Tower 28, it would be the boring lip balm. I'm sorry. Again, this would be a different video if I had to save a product for everyone, but for me, it's the lip balm. Urban Decay, oh, this one was hard too. I apologize because it's not the Primer Potion, it's not Midnight Cowboy, it's not Space Cowboy, it's not their famous eyeliners. It's Oat Milk. She is my nude, where I don't mind if any of my other nudes are thrown away. She is the nude I love. I love that she's called Oat Milk. I love Oat Milk. She's just my nude. This is a perfect shade, and I freaking love that it's called Oat Milk. I'm obsessed with Oat Milk. So again, I apologize. If I was saving one product for everyone, it would probably be the Primer Potion or Space Cowboy. But for me personally, I need my Oat Milk. I need Oat Milk. Even though she's so annoying to close. Lid is kind of confusing. Wet n Wild is this sponge. I've talked about her so many times. She is my favorite sponge ever. I love her more than the Beauty Blender. She is also the, you can throw away all my sponges, I only care about her. Even though I haven't tried a crap ton of stuff from Wet n Wild, it's another one of those, I know that no matter what I try from Wet n Wild, she's gonna be my favorite one. She's gonna be the one I want to save. Okay, last one. Oh my gosh, this video is so long, I'm sorry. xoBeauty, one brand where I've tried so much from. I have 2 videos of doing xoBeauty hauls. Tried her lipsticks, her lashes, her little trinkets here and there. But Soulmate, these lashes, if I was only going to have one pair of lashes, only one, it would just be this Soulmate. That's what I have on right now. She's not too intense, but she's not too shy. Like, she's right in the middle. Like, you can see she's there, but you know, it's not too much. And that is that. I feel like this is such a long video. I hope you enjoyed watching all the products I would save. Again, maybe my video after this, I'll use the products that I did save from extinction, but we'll see. I'll think about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you in the next one.